I'm going to review two products today that you might not normally think about comparing, as one is more of a anti-aging primer, one is more of a primer and SPF, but they both leave a glowing finish to the skin. One is a Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, one is Supergoop Glowscreen. They both give a golden glow, but there are lots of differences and one was way better than the other. I'm going to apologize now for the aspect ratio. It's going to change. I originally wanted to do this as a short, but I talked way too much about the product, so I kept finding things out as I went, and I wanted to show you kind of how the application went. I did my makeup, I left it for 8 hours, and then I came back. So let's take a look. Which is why I kind of wanted to do it side by side, show the different benefits of them and see kind of, obviously you don't really want to use both, so see which one kind of outweighs the benefits of the other. So I'm going to do the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, which comes in lots of different shades. I'm using the 4 medium, and then I'm going to do the Supergoop Glowscreen. It's the original shade. They have a couple of shades, but I'm going to go with the OG because it's the one I like the most. The other one's a bit dark. So with both of the products, you can use them either on their own, under foundation as a primer, or on top of foundation, either all over or kind of dotted as a highlighter. So the usage, the application is very, very similar. What's really different is the ingredients. They're both cruelty-free, but one is an SPF, one isn't. One has lots of anti-aging properties and one doesn't, besides the kind of the blue light protector. So I'm going to pop them on. I'm going to do half a face with one, half a face with the other, see the result with and without makeup, and then test them at the end of the day to see which has helped the makeup last the longest and gives kind of the better primer effect. So straight off the bat, the applicator is different on this. It's going to be an applicator wand versus just a squeezy tube. I'm just going to dab that all over. It doesn't say whether to apply with a sponge or how to apply it, so I'm just going to apply it like that. I'm not even going to use a beauty blender on it. I'm going to use my fingers because that's how I apply my glow screen, and I'm just going to rub that all over. I've got my serum on, I've got my SPF on. I went for quite a dark shade because normally I would honestly have a lot more self-tanner on, but I've been doing my winter retinols, so I'm not quite as dark as I normally would, so probably should have done a lighter shade. Okay, so that's the side one with the Charlotte Tilbury. We're going to go in with the Supergoop on the other. This is a squeezy one. I'm going to put them side by side on my hand just so you can kind of see the difference in texture and colour. And right off there, that doesn't look really to be that much difference. I would say the glow screen is a glowier, which is kind of what I like underneath the skin, and we're going to do the same with that. Dab it everywhere. This one is blending a lot easier. The other one was kind of stickier and harder to blend. The glow screen is blending a lot easier. Okay, so right off the bat, looking at it, there isn't a huge amount of difference. I think this side is slightly glowier. The shades are very similar. So let's have a look with the makeup on. So the foundation I'm going to use today is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I figured to give their primer the best chance of working, I would use a product designed to go with it. And to be really fair, I'm going to use 2 separate beauty blenders just so we don't contaminate one side of the face with the other when it comes to the primer. Like I said, not the best colour match. Someone needs to self-tan. That's a project for later. Okay, so I've done my foundation, I've done my concealer. That is all I'm going to do for today because I really want to just be able to show you the skin at the end of the day and not like see all the rest of it, like the bronzer and the blush, just to really see the difference, if it makes any, with this going on. At first glance, when I'm looking side to side, I really don't see any difference in the products from how they kind of went on. They both applied really easily over the primer. There was no pilling, piling, whatever you want to call it. And it's looking kind of equally dewy on either side. So at the moment, I don't see any difference. Like I said, I want to see how this wears throughout the day, because normally what happens is they start to settle here and here. The wrinkles on this side are worse, honestly, than this side anyway, so it's not completely fair, but I think we will get a good idea. And I've done quite a heavy coat of foundation so we can really see if this works or not. The other thing I want to do is try their highlighting technique, just to see how that differs with each of them on top. Okay, nothing really. It kind of just completely vanished into the skin, so that was disappointing. Let's try the glow screen on the other side. Okay, so straight on, there doesn't look like there's much of a highlight, but when I go to the side with that highlight on the top, you can see that they're both catching it, and it does look a lot more youthful than a powder does. The powder kind of sits in the creases more. That's just kind of creating a nice little light bounce. Okay, so I think they're both very equal when it comes to highlighting on top. So I will come back in 8 hours. We'll see how the foundation and the highlight has lasted and go from there. So rookie mistake, I accidentally deleted the video of the final result between the two sides of the makeup. But since I was already done half of the video, I figured I'd just talk through the results. So I was really disappointed with the Charlotte Tilbury product, which is a shame because I love her eyebrow stuff, I love her eyeshadows, I love her foundations. The filter was a total letdown for me. I found it very hard to apply. It was very thick. It dried too quickly to really get a good blend with it. And it has different shades, which kind of, for me, rather than having a Supergoop, which is one universal color, it works year round for me. This was harder to work with and to get the right shade. It was too orange for me. And it was when I hadn't self-tanned. Even with the self-tanner, it was too orangey. So I know I probably just chose the wrong shade, but that was just an annoying factor to it. It also caused the makeup to crease a lot quicker than the Supergoop. Under my eye, it was terrible. Now, I know I haven't got the youngest skin and I do have fine lines, but the Supergoop, I mean, this has been on a few hours, it doesn't crease as much. So, hey, this is a Supergoop. I can show you this result. I mean, you're going to get, it's not going to be flawless. It's not going to be perfect. We have pores, we have wrinkles, but it lasts on me. It's a really good primer. I found the foundation applies really smoothly over the top. It does really minimize the pores as well. So I get really up close for you. The Charlotte Tilbury, it was supposed to be anti-aging and it actually made my wrinkles look worse than the Glowscreen, and just the creasing, especially here, was really bad with it. So that hit the return pile. The Supergoop, as you know, the Glowscreen is my like holy grail of primers. My moisturizer is my blue light protection. I wear it even on my non-makeup days, just for that really even glow. So that is my conclusion for that. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below.